Okay, so as you can see on the upper left-hand corner here, we do not have, let me see, right here, we do not have a countdown clock right now. That is because we're not actually doing a test tonight. Because I am working on a lot of upgrades and I decided not to do a test tonight because I kind of ripped out some stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to get the necklace to start in this position and have the entirety of the necklace go this way and swing back almost like this. And I have not figured that out yet. The next test I do will probably be next Monday, and I'm pretty sure I will have figured it out. I'm not going to do a test right now because that's the next milestone I need to do, and I've not figured it out yet. I need to figure out how to break the necklace, and I need to figure out how to make this entire part all the way up like this and like that. Not figured that out yet. That's what I need to do next. And so the other thing I need to do is I need to try and figure out how to delete the prosthetic. Like it's really getting real right now. I need to figure out how to do this without a prosthetic because I'm starting to think that there might not have been one. And I think there's a way to do it without one. And it would make sense that they wouldn't use one if there's a way to do it without one. So I'm going to try to figure out how to do it without the prosthetic. And what that would mean is somehow shoot a hose, a secondary hose, up to the neck like this. And I believe it would be part of the necklace. And that thing's job would be to spurt out the blood. So I'll be doing a lot of testing over the weekend on trying to figure out how to get the blood to spurt out of a hose and trying to get the hose to come up here and to somehow add a little red spot there as well. That's what I'm going to be testing over the weekend. No tests right now because I'm sort of in R&D mode. I got to figure out how to do it without a prosthetic, at least come up with a basic working principle. And then I need to figure out how to get the chain to actually do that. And I think it's a combination of both of these things. I'm not worrying about the microphone right now. I'm worrying about the necklace behavior. And you look at the 30-06 theory, and they don't even try to explain any of the behavior. And then you look at the cavitation theory just in general, they don't explain any of the behavior. You look at the exploding microphone theory, and it's impossible for the exploding microphone theory to replicate even the basics of the behavior, to even get it to come up like that at all. And I've gotten close to it, but I haven't gotten it perfect. The next thing I need to do is I need to get it perfect. I was looking at the footage over and over and over again today, and it is different. It is wrong. What I'm doing is wrong. It's close, but it's not right. I need to get it right. I need to get it to come up like this, the entire thing swing back like that, and have something sticking right here. Haven't done that yet. That's what I need to figure out. So I'm going to figure it out over the weekend. I'll probably post updates on X. And what I also want to say is we really need to focus, like, not just me, but like everyone in this, I guess, community. Like spending an entire afternoon covering a pre-trial hearing doesn't help us solve the case. We need to focus on what physically happened to Charlie. We need to focus on how do we reproduce it, whether it's on a mannequin, whether it's on a ballistics dummy, whatever. We need to focus on reproducing what we see and on the physical evidence that we see in the footage of the moments immediately surrounding the event, the Big Bang, so to speak. That's what we must focus on, not focusing on footage that was captured an hour before, an hour after, on like a little speaker here that has a weird device on it. We need to focus on what physically happened to Charlie. We need to have debates between people who believe in my theory and people who believe in the exploding microphone theory. I've had one debate. One person has actually debated me. And I do change my mind every weekday night. Nobody's debating me. I'm going to do it again tonight. But we need to have these debates. John Bray refuses to debate me. And that's what we need to do. We need to have these debates. We need to come to a conclusion as a community as to what is actually happening here. We have to talk to each other. We have to exchange ideas. We can't keep everything in each theory in its own bubble. We have to move forward. We have to converge. We have to reproduce what we say. We have to work in a lab. We have to do experiments like this. That is how we solve this case. We do not solve the case by covering these pretrial hearings for an entire afternoon. We got to get in the lab. We got to start reproducing stuff. And that's what I'm going to be doing all weekend this weekend. I'm going to replicate the necklace behavior if it's the last thing I do, because that is the one thing that nobody can reproduce. I haven't even reproduced that, and sure as hell no one else has. And I've reproduced the shirt behavior very closely, but nobody else has. I need to figure out the necklace, and I need help. So like, we need to put minds together. When we have this mind working on this weird theory, this mind working on that theory, that mind working on that theory, we all need to converge and talk about what is actually physically true and reproduce it. That's how we prove what's true, is by reproducing. We need to stop having podcasts. We need less podcasts and more labs, more experiments. That's how we solve this case. And that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you.